All right, so a couple days ago I hydrolocked this motor and broke a rod in it. So that's down for a little bit. So today I'm going to be working on a 4L80. We're going to do this 4L80 with the Jake's Performance Freshen Up Kit. And we're going to be doing the Recal kit. So these are the instructions for the Recalibration Kit. Basically comes with a new separator plate, gaskets, you have a pressure regulator spring, and an accumulator delete plate. Essentially what this kit does is it's going to delete all the accumulators. It's also going to be internally dual fed, and we get a new filter. All clutches and steels are new, the bands are new, the pistons are new, and then a seal kit. So there's no bushings, no hard parts, just a freshen up kit. The freshen up kit is like 300 bucks, and the Recal kit I think is like 160, so really not bad. So kind of a nice kit if you just want to replace like the seals and the clutches and everything. So this is where we start. I'm going to pull this thing apart. It can always change once we get inside the transmission. Sometimes that happens a lot where you have a known good transmission that you pick up like on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and you get inside of it and there's broken stuff or there's other things going on that you need to address. So this transmission already did have a broken bell housing, but they got that stuff fixed. So we're going into this assuming known good. Let's get it apart and we'll see if we find anything inside of it. All right, so I got the pan off, and a couple things I did notice right away is it does look like there's some little chunks inside of it. There is some clutch material on the pan that you can see, and on the reverse servo. There was a little bit more clutch material here, but the fluid, you can see, looks like pretty good color, and the pan is completely clean. So the pan doesn't really match what this looks like, and the fluid doesn't match what this looks like. So it'll be interesting to get inside here and see what actually happened, because sometimes people can go in and like try to fix things. Or they might have had an issue with it and did like a fluid change and cleaned the pan or dropped the pan for some reason. So we'll see what we find inside there. All right, so I did get the filter off. Next I'm gonna go through and do the harness, and then all of the valve body bolts are 10mm bolts here, and then 8mm bolts. I do have some more detailed videos on how to do this from start to finish. So I'll post a link up here, but I think I'm going to leave all that out on this. We'll just go through the big steps. All right, got the harness peeled back, all the bolts out, membrane switch off, and now I will pull the valve body off. All right, next I'm going to get the check balls out of here. I'm just going to use some neo magnets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's another one in here somewhere. Oh no, I did get 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. And then after that, I'll take out the center support bolt and the fourth drum bolt. I already have them cracked loose. So this is a 3/8 12 point, and this is like a T35 Torx. And then these are all 10mm bolts for the rear servo cover. I'll pop that stuff off quick. Next, I'm gonna take this lockup O-ring off, and then I got 13mm bolts for the pump. We gotta take the lockup O-ring off, otherwise the pump won't come out. It'll snag on the O-ring. All right, so let's get this thing apart. Give that a yank. We got some more clutch material and stuff there. Pull the forward drum. Alright, I was just making sure my bearing was stuck to the back side there. Usually there's a bearing sitting here on the forward drum, so we'll pull the forward drum out. That's interesting. Usually that just comes right out. We have a smoke direct drum, is that way? Won't come out, it's all welded in there. Alright, let's get a pry bar in there on the back side. I'll see if we can pull it out. Sorry for shaking you guys. Why was that so sticky? That was really weird. I've never had to pry a forward drum out before. Get our band out. Intermediate clutch back. These actually don't look too bad. It's the beveled snap ring on top of the center support. The center support should come out. And I always check the bottom of this because there's one piece of the 3-piece bearing that always comes out, gets stuck with it. So I did already pull this Sunshaft out. So I'll pull that out just so I can grab this shaft here, and then we can just pull Oh, slippery. This whole thing out. Next I just got to pull the reverse band out. And then we're all done. Alright, so overall looking at this thing, I feel like it already had a rebuild done at one point. A lot of this stuff looks really good on it. A lot of the copper isn't even really showing on the backside here. This thrust washer looks almost like it's brand new. And some of the bushings look pretty new or like they're barely worn at all. So only thing I really found other than that so far is like the direct drum was actually delaminating. Some of the clutches inside there were delaminating. The clutches and the steels don't look excessively worn. Even the intermediates don't really look that bad. Usually these look pretty worn even when everything else looks good. The fluid looked decent, the pan was really clean, and the pump came out a lot easier than normal. So normally they kind of fight with you to get them out, but I just pried under here once and then pried once here, once here, once here, shook it a little bit, and then I was able to pull it right off. So they usually never come out that easy. So I feel like this might have had a rebuild done once on it and should hopefully be pretty good. It definitely does have some miles on it, but the guy who owns it now says that he got it broken when the previous owner just snapped this ear off. So that'll be it for this one. I'll start going through the drums and everything in the next video. I did order a thicker intermediate snap ring. So while that's on the way, I'll start getting everything all put together. If I get to that point before the snap ring comes, I'm just gonna pull the snap ring out of my transmission. It's already, like, pumping everything's already off, so it'll probably take me 10 minutes to get the snap ring out. And then when the other one comes, I'll put it back into mine. And if you made it this far, here's a picture of a stack of pancakes.